have some magic spiritual gift that you guys don't all have. That's not the case. The truth is, you guys can all do what I do. I'm literally just a normal guy who does construction work. I'm not some guru spiritual guy who like meditates every night and has to do years and years of like kumbaya to make sure that I can get these messages from spirit.
Because there's something about passing out jewelry.
Yeah, I know exactly what that is. Yeah.
Does that mean that the closer I get to the event, that the fear's not there? Hell no.
Spot on. Like, he's the real deal.
Because I have to have enough ego to get up here in front of all of you. I have to have enough ego to want to do this kind of work.
But all those things came through, and he was just like, boom, 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 you know.
But the minute I let my ego go too far and it gets too big and I start taking credit for this work, then spirit takes this away from me. All of a sudden the messages aren't accurate. All of a sudden I can't do this work. All of a sudden I'm not good enough. I have to keep my ego the right size. I have to keep it middle size. I call it medium-sized ego. Can I come to you? Do you know her or no? I didn't think so because I'm feeling. I kept trying to go to you when you were next to her, but I couldn't feel it. So, okay. So see, this is crazy. I try to look at you and I'm staring at your shoes. Okay. So when I find myself staring at your shoes for more than a couple seconds, I'm like, why am I staring at her shoes? Okay. That means something. That means I got to talk about her shoes for some reason. So I got somebody who wants to talk about shoes. Okay. But now when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing like Nikes and fancy like sneakers. So somebody's talking about shoes are really important to them. You understand that? Like somebody would have been known for having like the best shoe, like having the Nikes and the fancy sneaker shoes. Do you understand that? There's a male energy?
Yeah.
Okay. He says he loves you very much. He misses you very much. He says, I miss you too. Okay. He says he misses her too. Do you still have his shoes?
His brothers.
Okay. His brothers have his shoes? Somebody still has the shoes because he must have had a collection.
Yeah.
And they were like sought after shoes because I mean it's almost like a collector's Nike shoe. You know, it's almost like they were he really cared about his shoes. And then I know it's not just his shoes. He actually had an appearance or something that he showed me. Like he's like, hey, I look good. You understand? That's how he's like, that's not my mannerism. So I know that's him. So he's like, I look good. So and he's like, he's like, I'm still like that. I'm still looking good. I'm still doing fine. So he talks like that. I'm also, I hate to even say this, but I don't like the way he passed. Okay. So when I say I don't like the way he passed, it means it was not like peaceful. It was not pretty. It was not something he's saying. I don't like the way I passed is what he's saying. And he says, I'm sorry around that. So there's a feeling of saying I'm sorry to you for something around how he passed. And what you were left with. Do you understand what you were left with? And this still feels very, very fresh for you. So I don't know how new this is, but if it's not really
almost a year.
Okay. So that's accurate then. So I would say, so here's how this works. When I asked her how long it's been, which I did, I get a feeling of how it feels. Like it feels like this is yesterday. You understand? Like this feels like it happened yesterday. And so that tells me where she's at on her path with healing on this. It does feel like it was very, very much yesterday. So a year, that's not that big of a distance. If she would have said 5 years, I'd have been like, you need some help because you should be further along. But for a year, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. And he's the one saying, you're doing good. You're doing good. He's just stood behind you. So he just came in behind you. And now he's giving you a big old hug. And so you would feel that a lot from him. You'd be able to feel him when he comes around. So he just gave you a kiss on the cheek too. So there's a kiss on the cheek feeling. And then kissed her on the top of the head. He said pretty crown. He said he likes your pretty crown. So who is this to you? Yeah,
My son.
it's your son. And is that her father?
It's her brother.
Oh, brother. Okay. He takes the responsibility.
Well,
Like,
he helped me a lot with it.
yeah, he feels like, again, when that's why I wasn't sure, because he felt like he took responsibility for her, like he took care of her. Do you understand that? I can't tell, like, again, I don't know what they are, like, by law or by blood, but I could tell what they feel like, right? And what he felt like was he was taking care of her. Um, she's seen him since he's been passed. So she's seen, he shows me this. Okay. Like, and then he also just said, I'm watching out for you. I'm watching out for you. She's all scared. There's this feeling of he got mixed up. His life, he got mixed up in stuff he shouldn't have been mixed up in. So that was the apology feeling. Again, I didn't get the feeling he took his own life necessarily, but I did get the feeling he took, like he said, he was sorry. Um, I mean, I can assume he died fast. Yes or no? Okay, tell me now.
I just found him after,
Okay.
so I'm assuming it was accidental fentanyl
Okay.
overdose.
Okay. So again, it's important that now you say that after what I got first, because here's how this works. Like now that she tells me that, I can't not hear that. I can't not feel that. I can't not, the human in me can't tell her the truth. Like it's hard for me to tell somebody that lost their son the truth after I know, like, oh, this is going to hurt. But what I do know is what I got right before that. What I got right before that was he said, it's not that he's taking responsibility for taking his own life, like he did it, but he is saying he got mixed up in something. So again, accidental. You understand? No question to you? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, really important though. Like he's saying, I just got mixed up in it. And so I knew he got mixed up in a lifestyle that he shouldn't have. You understand that?
Yes.
This woman had, been signing up for gallery readings for the last year, doing online type gallery readings, trying to get a reading from her son. And she had asked me, well, why did it take so long for him to come through? And again, I explained to her that it takes a while for you guys to heal. It takes a while to heal before they can come through sometimes, or sometimes it's just not the right time. I did tell her that her son took credit for getting her to the event. He said that she wasn't supposed to be there and that he had to do a lot to get her there. And so I did ask her at the end, and she said, yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be there. I just was scrolling Facebook and saw this event. And so I decided to go. And then at the last minute, I was leaving and saw a big line of people. And I said, oh, there's a speaker. It must be good if there's a line of people. And so I came in. Well, that happened to be me. That happened to be the line of people that I had waiting to come into the gallery, the free gallery readings that I've been doing, and to record this show. And so because of recording this show and because of doing these events, I was able to help this lady have a little bit of closure. Welcome here. Already getting chills. Okay. So you were at a gallery reading in Sacramento, correct? Okay. So I'm just going to get out there what I remember because this is important for me. Okay. I think I remember you're the person with the younger male came through with the shoes. Is that correct? And that was your son? Okay. All right. So you weren't there.
No.
Okay. So the way this works for me, so I'm going to tell you my spiel just because you're new here and I want you to understand how it works for me. So I'm a medium, and medium just means middleman. Okay. So that means I try to take what I get from spirit and pass it on to you guys without mixing it with my own thoughts, my own ideas, or letting my own ego get in the way. So that means the less information I have, the better. So now that I know something, that kind of gets in my way, right? So what's important for me is to not give me anything but yes or no in the beginning. Okay. So don't give me information that I don't ask for. Just yes or no. That's all I'm looking for. Are you alone now? Do you have a relationship? No, because he's like he said, I feel like I left her alone.
He did.
That's what he says. And again, from that, I can assume that he was a big part of your life because You understand?
Okay.
Like a relationship would say, I left you alone almost. So that means he was more than just your son, like he was a big part of your life. And that and I'm getting chills all over when I say this, so I know it's accurate. But he says, I left you alone, I'm sorry, because it was like, I'm sorry that I left you alone. um had he after he said that, like, I'm sorry I left you alone, then he made me feel like he'd left you alone before or something. So I don't know what he means by that, other than like for a short period of time. So did he like go away for a while from you, or and again, I can assume a whole bunch of stuff with that I don't want to assume, but he's making me feel like it's not the first time I had to go away for a while. Like that's what he's just said. Oh, okay. This isn't the first time I had to go away for a while. You understand that? And that, God, he's so strong. I'm getting chills the whole time I'm talking to you, just so you know. And that means something, just for a while. You understand? It means it's not forever. It means you will see him again. It's just for a little while. That's the way he said that. So you said earlier Valentine's Day was like the anniversary, correct? You said that. You gave me that information on accident, right? But is there another anniversary right around now? What's the other anniversary?
Well, today's her birthday.
Okay, perfect. So happy birthday. Got it. Chills all over. Yeah, because when you said that earlier, he's like, "No, there's another one. There's another one." So yeah, that's the same to me as an anniversary. Sorry. So he says happy birthday. And remember earlier when I said he got you here? He just said happy birthday. And he's like, you told me if I could give you like he says and again I get this feeling you're talking to him in your head and that you're saying stuff to him like, just you got to do this, or just show me, or you're doing all those things, and like and again I see your frustration with this. It's like you're frustratedly saying these things, and he's like, I am. And then I just saw feathers. So when so again, usually like that means that they're leaving something for you to find. You understand that? I don't always go straight to feathers though, so I don't know why he said feathers, but do you find stuff like that associated with him? Or
I asked him for specific signs, and one of the last ones I asked him for was a pink feather.
perfect, because I started that whole thing before I said feather with you're asking him for something, right? That's what I said.
Test him and ask.
You're testing him out of and like frustratedly, and he's saying, I am. And then what came out of my mouth next was feathers. And that's not what I normally would have said. And so the way this works for me is I was going to say what I always say, which is, I see him leaving symbols in front of you. What came out of my mouth was feathers. That's not, I never go straight to feathers. I would never even use that. So I know that's his way of slipping the word in my mouth. You understand? And so that's why I knew it was important, because that's not my normal thing. I was trying to tell you about a different thing. I mean, the same thing. It's about him leaving messages for you, but I usually describe it in a different way, and he slipped that in. So again, this is important for you to know, because he's doing this all the time. Like all day long, he's like leaving messages for you. All day long, he's answering you. All day long, he's telling the people around you to say stuff. And you're like, wait a minute, I just asked that. But then you're like, no, that can't be. No, that can't be. Right. So I know you're like questioning everything. Um, so he just came over and stood on this side of you. And he stood really, really close, and he just he put both his hands on your shoulders. So I really think he just wants you to feel him. Um, yeah. And because now I got chills, and he's like, he's hugging you. And when you said that about um, working with the people and being sad, he like wants to help you. And he's like, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Did you feel him? He's like, did you feel me? Did you feel me? That's what he said. He's like, I normally wouldn't ask that, but he's like, did you feel me? Did you feel me? It's funny. It's funny. He gets pushy sometimes. Like, Did you feel? Did you feel me? Did you feel me? He's like, come on. Did he gamble or play cards or something?
I think he did some illegal online stuff.
That's what it kind of felt like. Like I felt like, okay, so what I saw was like playing cards in a back room somewhere type thing. Like that's what I was like seeing, like for money. So that's why I didn't just say cards, because like I have a symbol for cards, and it's usually a little old lady with like cards, and he showed me kind of like, like a back room kind of like fun, like he really enjoyed like there was some enjoyment for him in that. Um, does he draw? Does she draw pictures? Does she draw pictures of him?
Yeah.
Because I just saw when I said that to you, like I just saw like a picture on the fridge of like this is Bubba. So, and I know you said that. I saw you say that on the video, Bubba, right? I'm not just getting that out of the air. I remember you saying it. But but he's showing me. So when I said that about giving her something of him, and then he showed me her coloring a picture or drawing a picture and saying this is Bubba. You understand that? But he's glad that you're talking to her about. Talk about. So he just showed me my symbol for taking pills. So again, you just said pharmacy tech, so I don't want to assume like I'm going into that. But like I have a specific symbol for when people take pills, and it looks like this. So was he taking pills? Okay. And then he just said, I'm sorry. He said, I never meant to put any of this on anybody else. Like I never wanted to hurt anybody. Like there's also this feeling that I get of embarrassment of like what we found, what you would have come across after he passed. He's like saying that he's kind of embarrassed that you know those things about him or that you found those things out about him. Do you understand that? All right. Do you have any questions for me?
I want him to know how much we love him and miss him and that I'm proud of it. And, I have a lot of guilt for not finding him in time and stopping CPR. But I knew it was too late. I feel bad.
Yeah. And again, I wish I could tell you some magic thing to take that away from you, but the truth is that's not going to go away for a while. You're going to have to feel that one. It's not because you should feel it, because you shouldn't. There was nothing you could have done. This was always his path. This was always what was going to be what happened to him. There was nothing you could have done. He said it was not your fault. He said there was nothing you could have done. But I also knew that you felt guilty about not doing it, about something like you could have stopped it, because he said that. He's like, I'm sorry it make you feel that way because I never wanted you to feel that way. But again, you just told him I didn't have to. You just said it out loud, and he heard you. Like you don't need me to tell him to talk to him. Like he does that just fine. He's pretty good at this already. So and strong. Like when I get chills this strong, like the whole time, like that means that they're really good at this already.
Can you tell me if he was in pain when he crossed or if he was scared?
He just laughed when you said pain. He's like, I wasn't in pain. Yeah, he laughed. He thought that was funny that you used the word pain. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but he laughed. Like I can't help it. That's what he did. So I have to tell you this because this is just really, really important. But um, every person that I've ever read who has lost a child has considered or thought of or had the thoughts of at some point of taking their own life to go be with their loved ones. Like that's a very common thing. And when you have another child, it stops you, right? Like you're like, I can't do that because I got this person that I have them counting on me. Do you understand? but I tell everyone that because it's super normal. And a lot of people don't talk about these things. And I think it's important that we talk about these things. So just so you know, like it's every parent I've ever felt has felt that way or had that thought and either, ignored it or pretended or whatever. I just always tell everybody that because it's super normal. And again, if you said something about like a support group of some type, which means you've actually looked into support of some type, which is a good thing. Good thing. You probably have heard this from somebody else, maybe. I'm hoping. Um, he says thank you for honoring him on his day. So there's something you did or some kind of honoring that he says thank you for. So again, you said Valentine's Day. So he's given me my symbol for thank you. So that means you either you did something. I'm sure of it because that's the way he's making me feel. So did you do something to honor him?
Not on Valentine's Day, but on his birthday, we
Okay.
did a celebration with him.
Perfect. That makes more sense.
Cake and stuff.
On the day he passed.
On Valentine's
Yeah, we
Day.
had a fuck fentanyl.
Perfect. Yeah. See, look, perfect. Yeah. So you did honor him. That's what would honor him. Like you like you're thinking of like the foo-foo stuff, not your son would like stuff. You know what I mean? Like you understand? Like that's how you honor him. Like that's the kind of thing he would have appreciated, and that is what he appreciates. You understand? You also talk to him every day. And if you ever forgot a day, you'd be like, I didn't talk to him, like you feel like he says you're like have this panic feeling that you're gonna forget. He's like, don't worry about it. If there is a day that you forget to talk to me, that's a good day for you. He's okay with that. You understand that? It's okay. He said someday you'll go a whole day without being sad about me. Someday. And then he just gave me my symbol for then you'll see me. So again, that shows me like he can come like once we get to a certain point of healing, they can come around you all the time, much as they want. He's bringing up a song too, so there's something about a song that you keep listening to, or that keeps coming up, or something about a song, and he's like saying thank you, or something about the words of the song meaning something connected to him. That's been, and so again, he's making me feel like he wants you to know he's with you when you listen to that song. Like you played this song for him. Yeah, you played a song for him, like that is a thing or something about playing a song for him. Is that correct? And then he just said like again, this is a feeling, but it's like, yes, I am with the angels now, or something like that. So again, we're in the heavens now, or something like that. Again, it's a feeling of him confirming like something in that song says he's with somebody or with in the light or something like that. Is that right? Do you have ashes for him? You carry him?
I'm in my car.
Because he said in your purse, but I assumed he was just telling me like you carried him with you because you don't have a purse on you. But he said, I don't know, I was going down some path with him about being with you, and I said, I'm asking him, what is there anything I can tell her that's going to make her feel better? And he's like, she just needs to go through it. Just tell her I'm with her. I'm in her purse. And I'm like, you're in her purse. What does that mean? And then so that's why I asked again. This is the conversation we just had, and so this is why I asked you if you had his ashes that you carry with you. So that's his way of telling you, don't worry, I've got her. I'm with her. I've got her. She just has to go through this. Because I said, is there anything I can give her to make her feel better? And he's like, no. Do you have a question for me?
Just if he knows how much that I loved him and how much our whole family misses him. I don't think he knows how important he was to all.
I think he knows now. I mean, he sees. I mean, if there's anything that I'm hoping I've trotted across to you guys is that he sees what's been going on since he's been gone, right? And again, he's when as soon as I asked you if you had a question, he started saying thank you to you too. So there was support from you, or there was support from your family, whatever you were just, all that family, you all supported him. He said thank you, thank you, thank you. So even like there's this feeling of supporting me, even though, even yeah, chills all over. Even despite of me. I'm not saying that right, but that's the feeling behind it. Despite of all of my shortcomings, you guys still supported me. In these situations, I really wanted to just give her something, just anything that really made her feel better. But again, in those readings, you just never want to stop. You never want to, the ego in me wants to give her relief. The human in me that feels for her wants to make it better. And I can't. I can't make her feel better. That's when I went to him and asked, can you give me something, just give me something good that'll make her feel better. And he said, that's not your job. You can't. There is nothing that's going to make her feel better right now. And it was kind of a sad realization that I had to come to, that I can't help her. That's not my job. My job is to do what they tell me. My job is to say what he gives me and not try to force something big. And again, here's where my ego says I never gave her anything big. Here's where my ego said I didn't do good enough. I don't know how good I do. I don't know if it landed. I don't know if she got relief out of it. Of course, she says she did, but I want more. I want more. I always want more. And that's my ego, right? My ego wants to know, like, pat on the back, Jared, you helped her. And that's just not how it works. If I need that pat on the back, then I'm not doing it right. And again, every time I feel like I'm not doing it right. So again, hopefully it helped, and hopefully I did the right thing, and hopefully sharing it with all of you can help some more people who understand that addiction is a very serious thing, and not just what we think of as normal addiction, but pills. They sneak up on you. They sneak up on you. So again, I don't know these people's whole story, but I do have a history with drugs and alcohol, and I can tell you that these things can sneak up on you. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Medium Sized Ego. My hope in sharing with you my process and how I get messages from Spirit and how I share them with other people is so that you can all see that this is obtainable. This is not some magic special gift that only the select few have. That's just not the case. Anybody can do what I do, as long as you keep your ego right-sized and practice. So my hope with sharing this with you is that you heard, saw, or felt something today that opens your mind, opens your heart just a little bit to allow Spirit to work its way in and maybe just for a moment make you believe. But don't trust me. I would never ask you to believe me. Believe your guides. Believe your loved ones. Believe Spirit, because they are working with you every day. They are giving you messages every day. All those times when you get warned that something bad's about to happen, all those times you think of somebody just before they call, all those times that you get that thought, that's not you. That's not dumb luck. That is Spirit.